Hi everyone, it is Tuesday, I think it's the 13th or the 12th, whatever. Anyways, and I finally finished The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot, and so I just wanted to film a review real quick while there's still some sunlight. Um, so yeah, I started this book in April, and I'm just now finishing it, not because it wasn't a good book, but because I just, like I've said before, I've had a bunch of stuff going on. And I kind of wanted to change the way I do my videos because every book I was reading I was doing a review on, but some of them just aren't that noteworthy to devote a whole video review to that particular book. But this one actually happens to be. So if you are not familiar with the story of The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, it is about a woman named Henrietta Lacks who died in the early 1950s from cervical cancer, and unbeknownst to her and her family, the hospital that she went to, which is called Johns Hopkins, I believe it's in Baltimore, they took some tissue samples from her cervix and from the tumor that was on her cervix, and with those tissue samples they were able to create the first line of immortal human cells. So up until that point they had not been able to harvest human cell or tissue samples that were able to exist outside of the human body for longer than a couple of days. They would always die. But they noticed something very unique about the tumor cells that she had, and they were able to create this line of the cells that are still alive to this day, actually, and are still heavily used in medical scientific research. And they've actually now, her cells have actually existed outside of her body longer than they've existed inside of her body. And the controversy behind this is, number one, they didn't tell her family, and they've had all these medical advancements. Some people have gotten very rich off of this cell line that they created called HeLa. And very little to nothing was known or ever talked about her and her life and her family. Her family had no idea that that they had taken these cells and they had done these things with these cells. And so this story is just about their journey and all the things that have happened to them. And it also just discusses a lot of medical ethics issues, and whether or not it was ethical for them to do what they did. And this book, I'm not a nonfiction reader. I usually read fiction primarily. And last month I was like, well, I'm gonna try and read some nonfiction, and honestly this definitely made me want to incorporate more nonfiction into my reading, because this book read like a fiction. Honestly, there were parts of this book where I literally was like my mouth just dropped open because I was so shocked at the callousness, I guess, of the medical professionals. And the funny thing about it is I can't even really condemn some of the things that they did. I mean, some of the stuff they did was deplorable, and some of the things that they talk about, like the Tuskegee syphilis studies, and there are a couple of other things that they talked about that was just horrible. But for instance, I have a connection to Henrietta Lacks and to the HeLa cell line, because the HeLa cell line was used to develop vincristine, which is a chemotherapy medication that was used to help my son fight cancer. So, I feel connected to her and connected to the story. And I'm sure lots of us have benefited from the fact that they took this woman's cells. But it just opens up a lot of these questions about medical ethics with regards to research and the advancement of medical science. And, would consent get in the way of that science? If you hear that ringing in the background, that's the paletero man. He's going through hawking his wares. And I'm like in my living room and stuff, and I'm right by my patio door, so there's a lot of background noise, but whatever. Anyways, so it's a very, very, very fascinating book. It's a very interesting book. It's a very eye-opening book. And it definitely makes you kind of go, I don't think you can go out of this book with a definite opinion about consent with regards to medical research and tissue donation and tissue harvesting. I didn't leave this book and say, okay, well, I feel this way, or I feel that way. It's a very gray, murky area, and I really, really love that. And I loved how she intertwined the story of, you know, where the family was now, because they really did go through a lot after Henrietta Lacks passed away. And just, you know, all the things that even she went through trying to gather the information, because it took her about 10 years to write this book. So it's really cool that she even just stayed with it all that time and really pursued this to put this work out there. And it's absolutely amazing. I have been recommending this book to everybody. Like, no joke. Like, seriously, someone at my, hang on a second, I'm gonna wait for this guy to go past. I, like, seriously want to, like, throw my shoe at him because I'm so upset. I'm like, don't you know I'm fucking filming? I know he doesn't, but whatever. It happens. So, anyways, he's gone, or leaving. But yeah, so, I forgot what I was saying. That totally sucks. Curse you, Politero man. Hold on a second, it's uploading. It's uploading. This man will not go away. And I'm not, like, gonna edit this or whatever, because it just takes too long. I'm sorry. So, he's just walking around. Okay. We're going to keep it moving. Anyways, I've been recommending this book to everyone. That's what I was saying. I've been recommending this book to, I mean, I was in the laundry and recommended it to one of my neighbors, my friends, like anybody that I can talk to about books. I've been recommending that they read this book, because this book is just so freaking fascinating. So it really is. And there are parts of it that are a little kind of difficult to read, because it deals with a lot of, you know, cell jargon and medical lingo and things like that, and so it can be a little, I guess, intimidating, I would suppose, but it's not terrible. So, but other than that, like, I have nothing but good things to say about this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely adore this book. It's excellent, excellent, excellent book to read, and I encourage you, if you're looking into getting into nonfiction, or, you know, kind of wanting to read something that's a little different, definitely pick this book up, because it's amazing. I got it at the used bookstore when we went to Bart's Books for like $8 or $7 or something like that, and I'm so I could totally see myself even reading this book again. That's how good it was. That I could see myself reading it again, because it's just that good. It's a really, really good book. So I encourage you guys to pick that up and read it. I'm reading The Alchemist now, and I'm loving it. So I think I'm going to try to do like a marathon session and get through it in like a day, because it's only 160 pages, but it's like really, really enchanting. So I'm super excited. So I'm getting this reading ball rolling. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great, great, great rest of your week. Bye-bye.